We have no rights whatsoever. Any company coming to New York would be crazy because it's a setup. There's a rigged trial. We have a hostile group of people. We have a very hostile judge. I hate to say it. We have a very, very hostile judge. And I think everybody knows that, and we see that. But the good thing is we have all of the evidence on our side. They have nothing. And it's a case that should have never been brought. I just read many, many articles saying this case is a disgrace to our nation.
That was Donald Trump attacking Justice Arthur Engoron, the judge presiding over the New York Attorney General's civil fraud case. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. We had previously expected that Justice Arthur Engoron would issue an order, a final judgment in the New York Attorney General's civil fraud case on or before February 1st, but there were some major developments that took place while Justice Engoron was writing up his opinion, and it is now being reported. This from the Daily News. It's Molly Crane Newman. Her sources tell her that she expects a verdict in the civil fraud case to occur this week on Friday, quote, barring unforeseen circumstances. That's the reporting by the Daily News. Some of our sources here at the MeidasTouch Network tell us that it could be as early as Thursday. We don't expect it to happen earlier than Thursday, however. So whether it's Thursday or Friday, barring unforeseen circumstances, Justice Arthur Engoron is expected to issue a ruling, in which case there would be a verdict against Donald Trump. We expect in the amount of somewhere between $370 million plus prejudgment interest and penalties, with 9% prejudgment interest compounding, where that final verdict can be somewhere in the range of $500 million, in addition to the monetary amount, which is referred to as a disgorgement remedy, disgorging or returning monies that Donald Trump improperly received from his fraudulent conduct. We also expect that the verdict will include a lifetime ban of Donald Trump from being involved in real estate, and at least a 5-year ban on Donald Trump's children, Eric and Don Jr., his adult children, from being involved in real estate, all from being involved in real estate in the state of New York, that is. We also expect there to be other aspects of this final verdict, which will also include a continuing independent monitorship, whether it remains that the retired federal judge Barbara Jones will continue to serve as the independent monitor. In her prior report, her last report pre-verdict, she found a lot of inconsistent, incomplete, and erroneous things in Donald Trump's financial statements, and we would expect that a final verdict by Justice Arthur Engoron will provide more powers to the independent monitor like retired Judge Barbara Jones, so that she can bring issues to Justice Engoron on a continuing basis post-judgment, and instead of New York Attorney General Letitia James having to continue to file new lawsuits or new cases that take a long period of time, once there is this final judgment, this permanent independent monitorship, or at least long-term independent monitorship, there could be some quick look remedies where a judge, in this case Engoron, can look at certain findings being made by the independent monitor and make orders. For example, if the independent monitor finds that there is incomplete or erroneous financials to get into compliance, or if there's massive amounts of debt that's claimed but don't exist, put some remedies there as well that Justice Engoron can order. The two major developments, of course, that Justice Engoron most likely had to look at in order to pause his final judgment, his final verdict. In this case, number one, Donald Trump's former chief financial officer and co-defendant in the civil case, Allen Weisselberg, potentially pleading guilty to perjury in the New York Attorney General civil fraud case for his live testimony and statements that he made during the investigation by the New York Attorney General's office. Obviously, that news caused a pause where Justice Engoron requested the parties submit some limited briefing on that issue, and Trump's lawyers basically responded by attacking Justice Arthur Engoron. The other piece that I think took Justice Engoron some time to digest and formulate how it impacts his final verdict is the final report by independent monitor, retired Judge Barbara Jones, who Donald Trump's lawyer, Cliff Robert, ended up attacking her when she prepared and submitted her final report, showing that even during the 14-month period while the lawsuit was working its way through the court, through the trial, the Trump organization continued to engage in sloppy financial machinations in the most positive way of looking at it, but more likely the incomplete, erroneous, and other problematic financials likely show a potential for deeper fraud that independent monitor Barbara Jones just simply was not her responsibility to adjudicate the issue. She just reports red flag, red flag, red flag. Justice Engoron, time to do something about it. I like to cook. It's a great way to unwind after a long day, but going food shopping and getting all of the ingredients can be super time consuming, so I found a better way with Marley Spoon. This podcast is sponsored by Marley Spoon. Marley Spoon knows bland food is boring, so they created the best tasting meal kit money can buy. With our code Meidas, you can get up to 25 free meals. With Marley Spoon, you can choose from over 100 delicious recipes every week, from Cajun spiced chicken to poached salmon to butternut squash gnocchi to a vegan burrito bowl. My favorite recent meal from Marley Spoon is that Cajun spiced chicken. It is delicious, and many of the recipes are completely customizable, whether you're looking for vegetarian meals, family-friendly dishes, or low-carb options. Marley Spoon has the food that you want to eat. Marley Spoon even has an in-house registered dietitian who actually assesses every recipe, so it takes the guesswork out of eating healthy. There's something really rewarding about cooking food yourself and it tasting amazing versus doing expensive, unhealthy takeout. Marley Spoon also saves you from making that extra grocery haul with their online market of pantry essentials. You can shop their selection of 125 plus items like seasonal produce, ready-to-heat options, meal shortcuts, extra proteins, and handy snacks, and easily add them to the My Next Marley Spoon box. With meal planning and food shopping taken care of, making delicious food at home has finally become effortless. Plus, with Marley Spoon, you aren't locked in long term. Marley Spoon's flexible subscription allows you to edit, pause, or cancel your boxes anytime. So, experience the most personalized meal kit with Marley Spoon. Head to marleyspoon.com/offer/Meidas and use our code Meidas for up to 25 free meals. That's right, up to 25 free meals with Marley Spoon. One last time, that's Marley Spoon, MarleySpoon.com/offer/Meidas, MEIDAS, for up to 25 free meals, and make sure you use our promo code Meidas so they know that I sent you. Now, as we get to the point in time where Justice Engoron's about to submit his final verdict, I think it's important to reflect on all of the threats, attacks, inappropriate, unprecedentedly inappropriate behavior by Donald Trump and others directed, and Trump lackeys directed at Justice Arthur Engoron. Trump attacked Justice Engoron's wife. He attacked Justice Engoron's law clerk. He attacked Justice Engoron's son. He attacked Justice Engoron almost multiple times. Every day, I would venture to say, over 100, 200, perhaps as many as 500 posts that Donald Trump made attacking the judge presiding over the civil fraud case. And of course, like you saw at the outset of the video, when Donald Trump did show up, the few times he showed up to the trial, although he never actually testified during direct examination, he was too afraid to do that. And also, when Donald Trump was giving speeches around the country, he would attack Justice Arthur Engoron. And then Donald Trump's lackeys, for example, like here Representative Clay Higgins, showed a photo of the assassin and Godfather, and put a photo of him next to Justice Arthur Engoron, seemingly to threaten Justice Engoron's life. You had Donald Trump's lackey, Elise Stefanik, filed multiple judicial complaints against Justice Arthur Engoron, reporting Judge Engoron to supervisory bodies that oversee the ethics of judges. So Trump would have Elise Stefanik attack Justice Engoron that way. You had Clay Higgins attack Justice Engoron through threats like that. And just take a look at some of these posts by Donald Trump, just so, again, I could show you hundreds of more. I'm not. I'm just going to show you a handful right here. Here's the Clay Higgins threatening the life of Justice Engoron. Here, Donald Trump is posting false conspiracy-laden things about Justice Engoron's wife, who never had a Twitter account, but conspiracy theorist MAGA people claim that this account that looked like Justice Engoron's wife's name was posting about Donald Trump. Justice Engoron's wife had to say, I've never even had a Twitter account, nor am I posting about Donald Trump. But here Donald Trump attacks the wife of the New York judge in the civil case, saying that she's attacking him, which she wasn't. Donald Trump would post photos of Justice Engoron's body. You have Donald Trump reposting George Santos posts about attacking Justice Engoron's child against Justice Engoron's son. Of course, over and over again throughout the proceedings, you had Donald Trump and his minions and lawyers, to the point where there had to be a gag order imposed upon Donald Trump, continuing to attack and post information about Justice Engoron's law clerk. I've redacted her name here and redacted the photo of the law clerk, but Donald Trump called her Chuck Schumer's girlfriend and said that Chuck Schumer's girlfriend is running the case against me. The case has to be dismissed immediately, and Trump and his lawyers continued to do that and attack the law clerk. Donald Trump posted a meme or a photo of former Gambino crime family underboss, Sammy the Bull, or more commonly known Sammy the Rat Gravano, who killed over a dozen people. And Donald Trump said, "Thank you, Sammy the Bull. I hope judges Engoron and Kaplan see this." And here's just another post right here. But these are the types of posts that Donald Trump would make every day, all caps, just acting like a maniac, going after Justice Engoron right there. So, as I've said, this behavior by Donald Trump is unacceptable anywhere. The fact that he's attacking the judge in his case over and over and over again in all of these ways like this just shows you the relentless push of this fascism. And let's face it, I think this is what a lot of judges are scared about. I think a lot of Americans are scared about, that Donald Trump is kind of weaponizing his radicalized extremist base to go after and target and attack people, in this case, to attack Justice Arthur Engoron in these horrific ways, but any other judge, or the same way he's attacking New York Attorney General Letitia James as well. You know, again, this behavior is so abhorrent, it's weird, it's very un-American. It's everything our judicial system stands against. But look, at the end of the day, Justice Engoron persevered. There will be an order. Final verdict happening this week is what we expect. Of course, there could be unforeseen circumstances, but we will keep you posted each step of the way. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thank you for watching.
Hey, Midas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.